Welcome, and thank you for attending the Maryland Transportation Authority's and Federal Highway Administration's Informational Public Open House for the I-95 and Belvidere Road Transportation Improvement Study. This public open house is being held to share information and to receive your input regarding the study area's existing conditions, environmental resources, and land use. There will be no formal presentation this evening, so please feel free to move about the display boards at your own pace. This study is in the earliest stage of planning, and we want to hear from you prior to developing transportation solutions. Public input is encouraged by the National Environmental Policy Act to help inform transportation and environmental studies. We encourage you to ask questions of staff located at the displays and to submit comments and recommendations regarding transportation improvements that you think should be considered. The Maryland Transportation Authority is conducting this study to identify potential improvements to I-95, Belvidere Road, and other roadways in the vicinity. I-95 is a major corridor supporting passenger and freight transportation along the eastern seaboard, including Maryland. I-95 links Cecil County to major metropolitan areas and transportation hubs such as Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New York. Located south of I-95 and along Belvidere Road is the Cecil County designated Principio Enterprise Zone that is currently being developed and is expected to undergo future growth. This study seeks to address existing future transportation concerns linked to the Enterprise Zone. The goals of this study are to identify and investigate any future transportation needs in the study area, determine potential transportation improvements that may be needed to facilitate economic growth and to address projected traffic volumes, and to prepare an environmental document that fulfills the requirements of the National Environmental Policy Act, NEPA, process. The limits of the study area extend approximately 7.6 miles along I-95 from just west of the Exit 93 interchange with Maryland 222 to just east of the Exit 100 interchange with Maryland 272. The northern limit parallels I-95 approximately 4,000 feet to the north, and the southern limit runs parallel to and approximately 750 feet south of US 40. The study area incorporates a portion south of US 40. In the study area, I-95 has 3 travel lanes in each direction, inside and outside shoulders, and a 25-foot grass median. The Chesapeake House Travel Plaza is situated between the northbound and southbound lanes of I-95 and features left entrance and exit ramps in each direction of I-95. The Travel Plaza is located approximately 1 mile north of where Belvidere Road currently crosses over I-95. Belvidere Road, Winch Road, and Red Toad Road are 2-lane roads crossing over I-95 that are owned and maintained by Cecil County. The Principio Business Park is an area of existing, ongoing, and planned industrial development situated between Interstate 95 and US 40 and between the Maryland 222 and Maryland 272 interchanges. The Principio Business Park currently contains 6.75 million square feet of warehouse and distribution space. Cecil County projects that 2,520 employees will work at the Principio Business Park by 2019. Additional near-future and longer-term development is anticipated in the Principio Enterprise Zone in addition to existing businesses at the Principio Business Park. This development surrounds the Principio Business Park to the north and south and lies between I-95 and the Amtrak line. Future development is scheduled to be implemented in the phases that would start within 2 years and be complete within 20 years. Anticipated future development includes manufacturing, warehouses, and retail facilities. This slide shows the current trip route from the Principio Business Park to points north and south on I-95. For example, trucks currently exiting the GE Distribution Center and heading to northbound I-95 currently travel 1/2 mile south on Belvidere Road to US 40, then 4.3 miles east to Maryland 272, then 1.8 miles north to access the northbound on-ramp at I-95 Maryland 272 for a 6.6 mile total trip. Similarly, to access southbound I-95, trucks exiting GE currently travel 1/2 mile south on Belvidere Road to US 40, then travel 2.8 miles west to Maryland 222 and 1.7 miles north to the southbound on-ramp at the I-95 Maryland 222 interchange. This is a total distance of 5 miles. Consequently, the round trip currently traveled by trucks between the I-95 Maryland 222 interchange and GE are 10 miles per truck, and round trips between I-95 Maryland 272 are 12.2 miles per truck. As part of the NEPA process, transportation solutions will be evaluated as to their potential impacts on the natural, cultural, and social environment. Shown on this display is the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's National Wetland Inventory Mapping, which provides an overview of wetlands and streams in the study area. Principio Creek, Mill Creek, and Stony Run are notable water features that travel north to south within the study area. Numerous tributaries to these features, in addition to wetlands and ponds, are also present. Once a detailed range of transportation solution alternatives are developed, wetland scientists will visit the study site to verify these site locations and to identify additional resources that may not appear on these maps. This will provide more detailed information to assess potential impacts that may be associated with the study transportation alternatives. Shown on this display are historic properties and districts that are listed on the National Register of Historic Places and the Maryland Inventory of Historic Properties. In addition to historic properties, coordination with the Maryland Historical Trust is ongoing to identify archaeological resources that may be present in the study area. Additional key resources in the study include, but are not limited to, residences, businesses, schools, places of worship, federally listed threatened and endangered species and parks, which will also be evaluated and included in the environmental document. On May 16th, the Maryland Transportation Authority introduced the I-95 at Belvidere Road Transportation Improvement Study to state and federal resource agencies. These agencies provide input and information to the study team that informs the NEPA process and provides recommendations in refining transportation alternatives and impact avoidance, minimization, and mitigation options. In addition to today's open house, the Maryland Transportation Authority intends to hold a second public open house this fall to share information related to traffic, transportation alternatives, and any resource impacts associated with these alternatives. Following input received from today's and the fall's open house, a NEPA document will be prepared summarizing the purpose and need of the study, the transportation alternatives evaluated to address the purpose and need, impacts associated with the study alternatives, and a recommendation for a preferred alternative. The Maryland Transportation Authority and Federal Highway Administration would like to thank you for participating in the I-95 at Belvidere Road Transportation Improvement Study Virtual Public Open House and encourages you to fill out the online comment card to help inform the NEPA process.